to bring that into health and medicine, because I want to talk about like that idea of boldness, because we usually assign that to like success in business, right? They
Hmm.
were bold, they made money, they changed an industry around. But that's not the only definition of bold. You're bold in every single action you can make in a day, in your happiness and in your health as well. If someone's though in a disease state, it's kind of difficult, I feel like, to be bold. And what, 60, 70% of us are chronically ill these days.
Hmm.
How would you go about telling someone that finds it hard sometimes to get out of bed because they are in this disease state, that finds it difficult to find enjoyment in these things and everything? What are the steps to start being bold if you're already in a kind of compromised state?
Okay, why don't we take it a step back, right? So
Yeah,
what I would say is the definition of success is very different for everybody. What some people find successful is financial success.
right.
Some people should say, I think a lot of it is financial success is like a piece of the pie, right? To me, being successful is very it's very much more eclectic. It could be that, but it's also about having success personally with with friendships and relationships that are meaningful and satiating. It's about having good health. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. So
Yes.
all the money in the world and all the success in the world and everything else means nothing if you're not healthy. So let's take it back to the beginning, right? A core foundational part of what this is all about is about building habits for you to be bold and building habits for you to have the confidence to actually go and get what you want, right? And to me, health is the first step. So exercise, number one, exercise. Exercise not only is it's not just for your physical health, it's for your mental health, right? It builds mental strength, it builds confidence. And I think you have to start, you start there. You start by thinking about boldness as a skill that you practice versus something that you were born with. And once you practice that, you can practice it with every aspect of your life. So if you're somebody who is trying to be bold while you're sick, think about trying to be bold before you get sick. Be
Yes.
preventative about it,
Yeah.
because then you already are priming your brain for what to do and what to ask for and who to go to. Like, part of being bold is being exceptionally curious. And part of that is like, if you are ailing and you're sick, what can I do? Who should I talk to get better? What other things can I do? Being curious, asking people, talking to people, researching things, and being like, and also momentum, like action begets action. So the question is, how did you get sick? Are you sick because of inflammation? Chronic inflammation is a big thing of why people are aging. I mean, and chronically ill. So how do you reduce inflammation? Like, let's take it back. Like, we got to dial
Mhm.
things back to the root cause of why something is happening.
And I feel that when you get into that, you also have to start to break down some belief systems, because a lot of people, their belief system is that conventional medicine will save them, or at least, keep them alive or whatever. So the action of that responsibility of everything you're talking about in prevention and choices and everyday things is acquiesced. It's basically said, don't worry about it. You're bound to get diseased anyway. That's what conventional medicine's kind of like. That will be your aging state. And there's a
Right.
pill for your ill. So if your belief is that conventional medicine is your savior, or that it is this scientific, robust kind of system that is very positive and will help you, then you're going to stay in that system of just give me a pill. And I mean, you probably have seen this too. We know people that are ill and just keep doing the same things that made them ill, but just
Hmm.
keep going back to the doctor, and doctor's like, just take this pill. It's your genetics. Don't worry about eating differently. So
Right. Well,
don't
most
we have to
doctors aren't
start to
trained
break
that
down
way.
that belief system?
Well, yes, I believe that's also, again, that's part of that's about being curious and wanting to understand things beyond your, myopic view, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
so many things that you can do preventatively to prevent a lot of these illnesses, or before. Listen, everyone knows that, like, that there's a reason why that is the loop that happens, right? Big pharma makes money, you get disease, you take a pill, and then rinse and repeat, right? There's all sorts of things that you can do before that becomes a fine. Like, but by the way, let me just say this. I believe there's a place for all Western medicine. Believe me,
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that, but I also believe there's a lot of other alternative things that people can do to, 10x their health naturally or with alternative things before relying on a pill and being diseased. Like I just mentioned it very briefly, but inflammation, right?
Mhm.
Inflammation is like a leading cause of so many problems, and also lack of muscle mass on someone's body. That's how
Mm.
people get injured, and there's so many problems with that. So if we're able to build lean muscle mass, it's free. We can strength train. You know that there's been a lot of data and research on that in itself. Just by strength training, it helps preserve, and not only preserve, and I guess like elongate your life by how many years because of your state. So I think that it's not as nothing as like is a simple answer,
Right.
right? Everything is very nuanced depending on what the circumstances is.
Absolutely. And if you ask anyone that's already in that chronically diseased state that's suffering, they will say, like, absolutely, health is your greatest wealth. But it's sort of like someone that has a little bit of a toothache and just hates going to the dentist. They're like, I'm going to put this off because I hate the dentist. Like, I just don't want to do it. Right. And you
Yeah.
keep putting it off till it's like, holy shit, we're going to have to drill out all your teeth. And this
Yes.
is going to be like a massive undertaking and you're screwed. And it's like, why didn't I go earlier?